The story begins with Hank, a former baseball player who now works behind the bar to make a living. He's in a relationship with Devon, a pharmacist. One evening, Hank is approached by his neighbor, Russ, a loud British punk, who tells him his father has suffered a stroke and that he needs to return to London. Before leaving, Russ asks Hank to look after his cat and make sure it's fed on time. The next morning, when Hank steps out of his apartment, he notices two Russian gangsters, Pavla and Alexei, rifling through Russ's place. They demand to know if Russ is hiding in Hank's apartment. Hank denies it, but when he blocks them from barging inside, they beat him savagely. The film then flashes back to an earlier moment. Hank and his friend Dale are driving when a buffalo wanders onto the road. Hank swerves to avoid hitting it, crashing the car into a pole. Back in the present, Hank wakes in the hospital after the mobster's attack, only to learn he's lost one of his kidneys. Days later, Hank again encounters Pavel and Alexei, who try to break into his place. He manages to escape and calls Detective Elise for help. Elise arrives, warning him that Russ is no ordinary neighbor. He's a drug dealer tied to the ruthless Heidick brothers, Liepa and Schmally. She tells Hank to contact her immediately if he sees anything. Soon after, Hank discovers a key hidden in the cat's litter box. Through the peephole of his door, he later sees Liepa and Schmally breaking into Russ's apartment. He alerts Elise. Trying to distract himself, Hank drinks with his boss Paul at the bar, then passes out back home. Another flashback shows Hank crawling from the wrecked car after the crash, injured, and realizing his friend Dale didn't survive. Returning to the present, Hank wakes to find Colorado, another thug, looming over him. Colorado demands to know if Russ left him anything. Hank admits Russ left him the cat and that he found a key in the litter box, but claims he can't remember where he put it. Colorado orders Pavlo and Alexei to torture Hank for answers. Hank screams, "Draw a neighbor," but Alexei scares him away. Before leaving, Colorado hands Hank his number and threatens him. Find the key quickly and don't involve Elise, or everyone close to him will die. Desperate, Hank tries to call Paul, but can't reach him. While on the run, Lapa spots him and gives chase, though Hank manages to escape. He then calls Colorado, claiming a friend has the key. Colorado insists on going with him, but Hank refuses. When Colorado reveals he knows the friend in Chinatown, Hank realizes his girlfriend is in danger. He races home only to find Ivan, his girlfriend, dead. Meeting with Elise again, Hank hands over Russ's cat as evidence. Over coffee, he discovers the horrifying truth. Elise is working with Colorado, Pavlo, and Alexei, and she's a corrupt cop. Elise swears her men didn't kill his girlfriend, but demands the key. Hank claims he gave it to Paul. Together, they head to Paul's bar. Elise gives Hank minutes to retrieve the key, or her men will storm the place. Inside, Hank asks Paul, who denies ever receiving it. Elise enters with her crew and presses him for it. Paul continues to deny it. Colorado loses patience and kills Paul's guard, aiming his gun at Paul. Elise shoots Colorado dead to regain control, then demands the key again. Paul finally admits he locked it in a safe, but when Elise tries his code, it doesn't open. When Paul retrieves a shotgun from the safe and fires, chaos erupts. Elise's men shoot him dead. Hank slips away during the gunfight, remembering that he'd drunkenly given his pants, with the key still in the pocket, to a beggar. Hank tracks the beggar down, retrieves the key, and returns home. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Without checking, he swings a baseball bat, striking the visitor, Russ. Shocked, Hank confronts Russ, accusing him of causing Devon's and Paul's deaths. Russ convinces him to come along, promising an explanation. Russ leads Hank to a bunker containing bags of cash, but instead of sharing, Russ pulls a gun, planning to take it all and flee to Tulum. Hank shoves him, knocking him unconscious. Hank then calls Elise, claiming he has her money, and arranges a meeting, insisting she bring the cat. At the exchange, Hank delivers Russ to Elise, but Russ fights back, trying to grab Alexei's gun. The weapon fires, killing Pavla. At the same time, Elise is bitten by the cat. Hank seizes the chance, grabs the cat, and flees with Russ. Elise gives chase, but crashes her car during the pursuit. On a train, Russ dies from his injuries, leaving Hank alone. The next morning, Elise calls Hank, threatening his mother if he doesn't bring the money to the Armitage Club. Hank warns his mom to hide at a friend's house. He then meets Liepa and Schmally, telling them he killed Russ and knows where the money is. He promises to lead them there if they agree to kill Elise. They accept. At the club, Hank is handcuffed to a steering wheel while the brothers storm inside, killing Elise's men. Elise tries to escape, while Hank frees himself and pursues her. He overpowers Alexei and knocks him out, then disarms Elise but can't bring himself to shoot her. Lipa and Schmally finish the job, killing Elise. They demand the key, but Hank claims Elise never had it. Outside, he retrieves it from his cat's collar. Pretending to lead them to the money, Hank drives the brothers, but deliberately crashes the car into a pole, killing them both. In disguise as Russ, Hank makes it to the airport using his neighbor's passport. Even the airline agent doesn't notice. Before leaving, he calls his mother, telling her she'll soon receive a package and must guard it well. Sure enough, a box full of money is delivered to her home. Meanwhile, Hank arrives in Tulum, ending the film.